Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. I'm in that mood. We got some fun things to do today. It's probably gonna be one of my shorter vlogs, but I do like to let you know, especially if you're new here, which you might be. Hey, what's up, mutant fam? That I do time code these things because not everybody's interested in everything I have to say. So you can see little gaps in the time bar down there, or you can see little chapter things popping up, or if you open the description, there'll be a big old list of blue numbers and tells you what everything is. Just click on those numbers, jump back and forth, jump to what you only want to see, or if you're watching over multiple days, that helps you find your place. That said, again, I know a lot of Mutant Fam has been around, but I might have a bunch new because we did host the Mutant Fam account for the Joe Bob Season 5 premiere. I'll talk a little bit about that later. It went really well. I'm very happy about it. And I am indeed the Wiener King. So we are going to be cooking something pretty simple, pretty easy. There is one ingredient to this. I always wanted to make my own, but we have some leftovers from a recent dinner. So I'm just going to use that because honestly, too, I was not really prepared or thinking ahead for what I wanted to cook in this vlog. And I got limited time today. So it's going to be delicious, though. So we're going to do that. I have a tiny taste test. I was looking for things to taste test. The very least, I have a Pringle I haven't tried. Maybe I'll find something else. We're definitely gonna make a cocktail. I can't decide if I think I might actually do this one I did make during Joe Bob because I didn't film it and it was delicious, but I also have one I didn't make that I was gonna, so we'll see what I feel like when we get there. We'll let Mary tell you a little bit about her birthday. We got a bunch of movie reviews, especially me. I think Mary has one movie review to do with me. We got another Fast and Furious in the franchise. But I have watched the entire filmography of Ari Aster, so I'm going to talk about Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. I'm going to talk about Evil Dead Rise, and what I thought of those. And I probably, I did a record day sort of haul. I mean, I have a haul. It's not a lot of record day stuff, so I'll show you some really cool new vinyl. I got some stuff I'm very excited about, and that should probably do it. I think that'll be a pretty good vlog. So that said, it is 5:26 p.m. on April 24th, 2023, and Mary's eating some delicious steamed dumplings she brought home and watching YouTube, waiting to film me. I was just saying you're pretty. Okay. It's not what I was saying, but it is true. I love you too. So let's get to it. Let's make my dinner. Oh, I'll also tell you something else I made, but we'll get to it. Let's talk. Okay, so before we get to what I'm going to make today, which yes is going to be another hot dog. I figure everybody got excited about my hot dogs. I should do some more, and I am the Wiener King. I got a butt bump. I was expecting more. So I wish, had I not been so busy, although I don't regret it, running the Mutant Fam account during Joe Bob's premiere, I actually made a delicious dinner and a delicious cocktail. And again, we may recreate that cocktail tonight. I'll decide. But I do have some photos that'll hopefully cut in here. And I want to just tell you very simply, I kind of I tweaked somebody else's recipe and made something really awesome. So basically, I took that Frank's Red Hot, like buffalo chicken dip. If you go to the Frank's Red Hot website, I did that, but instead of chicken, I did it with hot dogs. I also made my own dipping thing, which we'll get to. So I just want to show you real quick. I took a pack of Nathan's hot dogs because I wanted that more hot doggy flavor you get from Nathan's. Grilled them up nice. Well, I brushed them with Frank's buffalo sauce, and I grilled them up nice. There's a picture, hopefully. Looks really tasty. It's really tasty on its own. I'm gonna make some more like that just to eat as hot dogs. And then of course I diced that up because it took a whole pack for the 2 cups, which replaced the chicken. Then you mix in the dip. It's like cream cheese, ranch dressing, and blue cheese. You mix that in with the hot dogs. You bake it a little while. And you can top it with green onions, and it's really, really tasty. And I will show you my finished product, but here's like a little bit of what I've got left over because I only ate about half of it. And hopefully there's a photo of the dip. I mean, not that the dip looks that impressive in my photo. It wasn't my best photo. But the coolest thing I did, the thing I was really proud about, as great as that was, because again, it took on a different flavor than the chicken dip because the chicken doesn't put a lot of extra flavor in, but all that hot dog juice, all that hot dog meatiness really saturated the dish and became something just wonderful. So I highly recommend trying that. That said, the coolest thing I used to dip, it wasn't really a dip, we were spooning it on. We kind of made toast points, but I took a couple of poppy seed hot dog buns and I sliced them up, maybe inch thick, half an inch thick, somewhere in there. Threw them on a baking pan, turned on the broiler, drizzled olive oil on them, dashed them with celery salt, baked them to get a little bit of browning and crisp on there. And man, those were great on their own, but they really worked with the dip. So I'm sure I've shown the photo by now. Just wanted to throw that out there so you got something a little extra. But now let's talk about what I'm gonna make. I don't know how original this is, but I'm excited to try this. I'm calling it the Beanie Wienie. Actually, I think I'm gonna call it the Crispy Crunchy, or the Creamy Crunchy Beanie Wienie, because that sounds grosser. And I don't know if it's named after anybody at the Joe Bob show, but if it's gonna be anybody, it's probably the drummer for the Big Feet, Jimmy Adamson. Because I don't know, Jimmy seems like he'd be Creamy Crispy Beanie Wienie. No. Open up their pit! All right, so I'm gonna make one hot dog because I got jumbos. I had 2 ideas, but I can't eat 2 jumbo hot dogs. I've got to start eating lighter again, man. Birthday weeks have killed me. Let me bring this camera down. We're on the simple camera setup today because there's not a lot to this, and I am not prepared the way I'd hoped to be, so sorry, everybody. Will that work? All right, we're good. Come on. Sorry if I'm making it awkward. Okay, we're gonna take kind of a basic white sausage roll. We want something a little wider to work with. We are going to heat up, this was Mary's idea. I was just gonna use regular cream cheese. We're gonna heat up some chives and onion cream cheese to put inside that bun. We're gonna throw a Hebrew National jumbo hot dog in there. And then, but under the hot dog, this is my idea, I'm gonna crush up some sour cream and onion chips, give it a little bit of crunch, a little more of that oniony flavor. And then this is the thing I would like to make, but we have some delicious leftovers. Our buddy Charlie cooked these. These are baked beans. They're much sweeter baked beans, loaded with bacon and onions. So we're gonna top it with that, and then we're gonna hit it with some diced green onion. So that's the plan here. Pretty simple. Should not take too long to go. We're just gonna mise en place a bit because, you know, there's not a whole lot happening here. But it's good because I've got a bunch of stuff to do today, and I wanna get on it. So first we're gonna find us a nice looking roll here. That's not one of the smushed ones. Again, this came from Slim Pickens Day. We had some nice weather and everybody bought all the hot dogs out to grill. Okay, that feels pretty good. We're gonna set that there. 170 calories is gonna be fairly caloric, but I guess not too bad. This should be a pretty good meal though, substantial, even if it's just one dog. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and get a dog on the plate. Get a dog in this fight. Squeezy. Squeezy, squeezy. Bad baby, squeezy, squeezy. No squeezy, squeezy. Sure you got a paper towel, hang on. Gotta get some regular sized hot dogs back in here too. I promise I will try not to do hot dogs every week for this 5 weeks. But you know the hot dog cookbook's gotta happen someday. All right, I got a bowl for crunching up some chips. We got 2 bowls for, I wanna heat up some beans. Actually, that's right, I was gonna put the beans in this bad boy. I only need to get enough out to really load up the dog. I mean, you can see like big old chunks of bacon. These beans are awesome, by the way. Charlie nailed it. But I am gonna work on my own baked bean recipe at some point. It's especially important to one of the absolutely themed Joe Bob dogs I have planned. So let's figure out about how much we might want on top of this jumbo dog. That's about right. We'll get a little bit more. I mean, if I have a little extra, I'll just eat it on the side, you know? Make sure we get a nice chunk of bacon in there. Mary is watching YouTube in headphones, in case you're wondering. She's not laughing at me. Or maybe she is, I don't know. No, I know she's not. All right, we're gonna move the baked beans. Oh, Mr. Napoleon is here. He smells that bacon and it's driving him crazy and I feel bad.
After that, it's not time for dinner.
Sorry, Napoleon. All right, we're gonna take some of the cream cheese. The creamy cheesy. And we want a healthy dose of this because we're really gonna wind that in, so. Get another big ol' tablespoon worth there. There you go. Leave that out until we get it melted so I have a place to put the spoon. And we want to break up some chips. You know, I don't want them super fine. We don't want crumbs. We do want texture. And that's probably good. We can always crumble more if need be. Okay, so that is pretty much all our mise en place. So let's get the cheese melty. Well, actually, let's get the beans. Let's get the beans going. We're gonna microwave. Let's leave the steamer on. I'm gonna say 45 seconds for that much bean. Well, 44 seconds, because that's accidentally what I pressed. Then we're gonna melt the cheese down. That way we can be building the bun while the hot dog cooks. And we're just gonna microwave, dog. I ain't gonna take the time to grill. Like I said, grilling is best on a real grill, followed by a grill pan, then I think microwave. Outside of that, you're looking at rollers or, steaming and then, boiling. I kind of find boiling is at the bottom for me, unless I'm trying to do like a beer boil or something. Or maybe a Danny boil. Ha ha, ha ha ha, I made a director joke. That's why you pay me the big bucks.
Am I supposed to be laughing at something?
Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Lord Frieza. Oh, I still got those hash browns in there. That looks good. Still got the hash browns with chili, man. I should have made my. That's probably actually going to need a little more mixing up, or a little more melting down, or a little more reheating. The bottom seems pretty good, but I don't know. The top's okay. Let's give that a few more seconds, actually. Maybe like another 20. "20 more seconds, 1,600 hours." I don't know the actual words to that song. We'll probably put some chips on the plate too for a nice little plating visual, which means I probably should have put this on a more colorful plate, but Mary loves when I use these plates and she gets people to recognize them and remember the pattern and get all nostalgic, so. And I like to make my wife happy. Happy wife means you don't get the knife. Okay, let's get the cheese melting down. It shouldn't take us long. And give it 25 seconds. Actually, we're gonna give it a 20-second start. Mix it up a little bit. Then we'll give it another 10. Once that cheese comes out, we'll throw this in for like 45, 50 seconds, and then we'll build while we wait on that. So like I said, this is gonna be a pretty short cook session today. I'm pulling that cheese a couple seconds ago. I was hearing some. Actually, you know what? That's soft enough. We're not gonna even worry about that. That'll spread nicely. Hot dog going in. 48 seconds. 48 seconds. That sounds right. And let us build the hot dog. Need a little smearing knife. Oh yeah, that'll spread very nicely. Get in here without breaking up the bun too bad. I don't think I've actually had the sour cream and chive cream cheese yet. I'm sure it's delicious. Let's get some on the other side of the bun. Uh-oh, I got a little, the front end's trying to break up on me a little here. All right, I'm gonna call that good. Get some of these chips in here. Push them down with the hot dog. Okay, that's looking good. Lose the weenie. All right, weenie on. Press. Crunch a bit. There we go. Just set that over there. All right, let's get these beans on top here. Ooh, the bowl's a little hot though. It looks pretty good. It's got a good look to it, for sure. A little bit more. That looks good to me. Tiny bit more chip, maybe. We'll crumble this down a little bit more. We'll get some of the lower. Just a nice little smaller, chippy, crunchy topping. Love it. And some green spring onions here. If you get that joke, I love you. Hopefully it read. Hopefully you could hear what I was. Oh, this looks awesome. Visually, quite appealing. Like I said, let's plate it up a little bit better here with some of these chips. So give it a nice little texture around the plate. Make the photo much prettier. As we've said, you eat with your eyes first. That looks pretty dang awesome. All right. Get some photos and some close-ups and let's eat. Oh, this looks nice. I really like this plating too. It's got a pee hole. Reminds me of a certain movie. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty damn tasty. Those green onions really help that pop mixed with the chips and everything. Gonna have to get my jaw wide on the side today. All right, Mary, well, I can't quite get up there to hunch, so I'm gonna hand it off the camera since you have my hunching space.
Well, let me get out of your way.
Well, okay. Will you get back in it? It's prettier when you're in the way. Sexy.
Hi.
Hi. Camera time. Oh yeah, on the other side. Oh yeah, we'll need that thumbnail, won't we?
Okay.
Again, we're focusing on the hot dog. Don't let it focus on my face, but I want my eyes in there.
We can focus on the hot dog.
All right, I can work with that.
Hi.
Ring off because it's gonna be sloppy. Sloppy bee. All right, can I get a bite in my mouth?
Can I get a big bite? Okay, good job. You didn't spill anything.
Yet. I didn't spill anything yet.
Yeah, but you know, it's that first bite.
Woo. Science. Oh. 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 All right, this should be the real bite though, because this will have a lot of everything.
How spicy is it? She asks as he takes a giant bite.
Not at all. I didn't add anything spicy. You're obviously welcome to.
So can you taste all the things?
Uh-huh.
Here, let me sit back in.
I mean, you're gonna have to kind of guide it. Just careful not to. Okay. Yeah, the beans and the. Oh, I'm gonna get your reaction. The beans and the cream cheese, the crunch of the chips. The beans and cheese go together actually much nicer than I was anticipating. It takes a minute for the flavors to come in, I think, but.
I taste primarily the beans. I taste a little bit of the cream cheese on the back end.
Yeah, and the hot dog. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, texture, everything, I think it all goes together nicely, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is an awesome dinner.
But again, if it was me, I would probably be knife and forking it just because I don't like having to open my jaw that wide.
I mean,
He goes, should I?
so many jokes, I can't pick one. But yeah, that's really good. Yeah. Wiener King strikes again. I said that moniker is a joke, but I'm kind of starting to take it seriously. TheEricButts, Wiener King. Kirk says I'm a wiener wizard, though.
You're a wiener wizard, Harry.
Now, I don't know that I'm really tasting much of the onion from the green onions or the chips, but I'm definitely getting the texture of that, which I really like.
Yeah, I got the chip texture.
That little crunch is a nice sort of hidden surprise in there. But yeah, and of course you can mix this up with any kind of cream cheese, any kind of baked beans. If you got suggestions, let me know. I definitely am going to make my own baked beans though for this other awesome thing one day. Austin, it's a hint. Austin, it's coming. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Pretty fell. Ah! It's on the Costco slip.
This was easy to eat until now.
Yeah, you might as well just bite take a bite off the top, and 'cause it's just gonna fall off anyways.
No, I got it. Girl. It's not a great dog if it ain't sloppy. Go get us some of that sloppy top. Oh. I see what's happening. With the cream cheese, the dog's sliding up and out of the bun.
Oh.
Shit. But I'm definitely glad I got a big bun for this, hon. Come on. Man. I'm so glad I got turned on to cream cheese in a hot dog. Cream cheese in a hot dog is... If you haven't done it, do it. Damn. Well.
Has he just stuffed his cheeks like a chipmunk? Which reminds me, I had to deal with a suicidal groundhog coming off of New Circle. Luckily, I didn't hit him.
Well, you have to tell that story in a second, but I just want to say that was a much bigger bite than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Tell that story. You couldn't leave that story hanging.
Well, no, so there's this one part where there's like multiple exit ramps that merge together. And I'm coming down, there's another car also coming from the one that merges in. I'm like, oh God. I had to basically completely stop for the groundhog and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here, and turn back around. So I was just like, hopefully I've saved his life, and I won't just, next time I come down through it, it's like, oh, there he is, side road. But this is like, I really don't want to hit a groundhog, they're big.
Fair.
Actually, I don't want to hit anything.
Well, yeah. Except 88 miles per hour, Marty. All right. That's an onion down.
Did you see the video going around about the moose that went to the movie theater in Alaska?
No.
It's just the moose. Apparently they had doors open. The moose just walked in, ate some popcorn, and left.
I've seen people do that. All right. Well, the chips I think Mary's gonna eat because again that was more for plating. Yeah. I don't really need. I really gotta.
I'll eat them.
I really gotta not eat things I don't need to eat. Delightful, delicious. The crispy creamy beanie weenie. Actually, it sounds better that way. Jimmy's crispy creamy crispy creamy beanie. You gotta say it with Jimmy. Jimmy's crispy creamy beanie weenie is a hit. By the way, how do you spell weenie?
W-E-E-N-I-E.
Well, apparently there's also W-E-I-N-I-E. There's also W-I-E-N-I-E. There does not seem to be a consistent spelling of weenie.
I think it just depends on what part of the world you're from.
Probably. So I'll figure out how I'm going to do it. All right, thank you, everybody. We're going to move on to the next bit. Hey, let's do a little taste testing. I'm trying to put some stuff in this vlog because it's a little light. So I don't think Mary's going to try these, but I'll try these. These are, I'm assuming habanero. I found them in my Kroger. They're not in the normal spot. I had the other one of these in the blue tin. It's really tasty. I'm excited to try these. Dad swears by these. He's bought multiple of these. Of course, I love Blue Diamond almonds, but Korean barbecue.
I want to let you try those first.
It's Mary's new head. And it's good till June. We never got around to trying one of these. Marshmallow Franken cups. Never had it. So all things good for the diet.
Marshmallow?
Yeah, it's like a Franken cup. It's a green colored cream. Oh, I guess it's cream. It's not marshmallow. I was thinking of a mallow cup.
I didn't see anything that's marshmallow on there.
We have a mallow cup in there. It's probably expired. Never got around to trying that. All right, let's do these Pringles. The others weren't very spicy, but they were tasty. Ooh, it smells like habanero. It doesn't smell like super spicy habanero, but I got that citrusy. Well, she put her face like right in it though. Mmm. 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 That's pretty good. That's definitely tingling my tongue a little. I don't know. You probably would be like, "Whoo!"
I'll pass.
I'll eat hers.
And now they can go live upstairs.
I will say, Pringles aren't my favorite potato chip. Well, because they're not a potato chip. But for some reason, I can portion control Pringles way better than I can like a bag of chips. I try to count when I'm eating a bag of chips, but then I'm like, a couple more ain't gonna hurt. Who knows? That's a big chip, it's a small chip. How many's 15 chips? Big ones, small ones. You know, I'm just go to town.
You almost have to use the scale and like, wait, okay, a serving is 28 grams.
And I'm not doing that. Whereas I can pretty easily be like, yeah, I'll eat 4 of these. I'll eat 6 of these. I just want a little flavor in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know, so I like those. I'm not saying they're the best in the world, but I like those. Not nearly as spicy as like an actual habanero, but it does have that little bit of citrusy, orangey taste. And it's a little bit chemical, but not terrible. All right, let's try the Korean barbecue. It is lingering with me, though. Come on.
You need to grab that because you just
maybe
put it on your hands.
There we go. Almonds. Ooh, that smells good.
Interesting.
Mmm. You're just gonna have to try it. I still have the heat from the chip. I have no idea if these have heat. Mmm.
I can grab one.
Mmm. Oh. Mmm. That barbecue really goes into the nut too. Mmm. And then it nuts in my mouth. Not in my hand. Oh yeah.
I get a tiny bit of heat off the back end.
Mm-hmm. But more importantly, what do you think of that flavor?
The flavor's pretty good. Now, if it's one of those things where it's like a building heat, then I might be in trouble if I... Yeah, but remember, I'm much more sensitive than you.
No, I know. I don't know why you insist on giving me a bad frame.
Well, why did you insist giving me no place to stand? So...
Exaggerator. Look at that, huh? What do you think now? See, this way you get close to me. That was the plan all along. And my arm is in something. Those are awesome. Mm-hmm. What did you want?
No, I'm good.
I will.
I just had dinner.
Well, me too. Okay.
Yeah, but I think I had more to eat than you did.
I don't know. Jumbo hot dog, all that cream cheese and the bun and the...
Volume-wise, those... You know how dense those dumplings are?
And beans. I'd say we're even. Even Stevens. We're young Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it away.
In here breaking my stuff.
I was trying to open it nicely, but I don't have the...
Wow, I could have opened it much nicer than that at least. Well, you've already done it now. Look at how she's doing it. It just kind of tore in. You would go like... Oh, it's where you started it.
That is where I started.
Fine. Oh, this is melty a little bit. Well, had been melty at some point. Okay, yeah, somehow, okay. Somehow Palpatine returned. There we go. She got it started. Ooh, look at the little Halloween... No, I'm just kidding. Okay, now we can't quite see the cream here, because...
Wrapper.
Ooh. Well, shall I go first, or do you want to go first?
You go hand over.
So far, tastes like a Reese's cup. Yeah, getting a little bit of the cream on there. It's pretty subtle.
Yeah. It pretty much tastes like a standard Reese's cup to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like maybe 1% different. Let me give me another bite, and you know. Want your finger?
It's like trying to feed a horse.
I was trying to lick the cream part a little bit. Let that melt a little, get more of the taste.
I think I noticed it more as a very slight texture difference than a taste.
Yeah, but even that I think is like super, super slight. It ain't bad. It's a fucking Reese's cup. Maybe the second best for me candy in the world. Candy bar at least.
Snickers is your first?
Yeah, nothing's beaten Snickers ever for me. Snickers are perfect. They are heaven in every bite. These are awesome too. But part of what I don't like about Reese's Cups I don't think they're as filling for the calories they are.
Yeah, well, it's basically mostly sugar, I think.
Well, and all that peanut butter. You'd think that peanut butter would...
Yeah, but I think it's not as much peanut butter in there.
Because what, that was probably 100 calories for that 1 cup, I'm thinking.
I'm just curious. Milk chocolate, sugar, chocolate
Yep.
skim milk. Peanuts are like the 5th or 6th ingredient on here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But, and then right after that, sugar. Because what you do when you're making a candy like this is usually mix like a lot of confectioner's sugar with peanut butter.
That makes sense. Sugar.
Do 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 do.
Honey, honey.
Do 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 do.
You are my candy girl. And I want to lick all of you.
I don't think that's how that goes.
What goes? Bye. Okay, so I said I'd do a little vinyl haul. So let's go ahead and get that. Let's knock that out. So this is not from my record store trip yesterday. I ordered this. I almost ordered a very expensive package from overseas. It would have cost a lot. Found this on Amazon. Got it brand new, reasonable. We have the prog rock edition of Claudio Simetti's Goblin, the Suspiria score. That's only 199 copies. Now there's like 4 different colors that are each 199 copies or something like that. But this is gonna be really good. I was listening to some of it on Bandcamp. I got this sweet ass Meteora 20-year edition box set that is loaded with, of course, I already have Meteora on vinyl. I do love that record, but this also comes with this awesome rarities, 2 LP rarities set, and this 1 LP live rarity set. So pretty happy about this, and I have like the Hybrid Theory 20th anniversary set, so this goes really nice together. One of the great finds I found out there, the Italian version in a color of Goblin's Zombie, aka Dawn of the Dead in the States, of course, which is appropriate since we watched Zombie on The Last Drive-In, which is technically Zombie 2. It's a whole story. If you don't know, you don't know. But this is great. It is the original, like, full score soundtrack from Goblin. Of course, I got a bunch of punk records because I hadn't been down to the store in a while, so some things got some anniversaries recently. The Distillers is a killer record. City of Angels is a killer track on there. Great female-fronted band there. And I got 2 from a classic pop punk band that is a huge influence on me in my harmonies. And if you know these records, you know they're great. I think they repressed like all their records for an anniversary, but I grabbed my 2 favorites. We got Bad Religion's Suffer. Such a killer record. And that's, I guess, in regular black. And in another limited edition color vinyl, we don't know what, but we got Generator. Bum, ba, dum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. It's not my best musical rendition. The one and only record store day find I did manage to get of what I wanted. The Ramones, Pleasant Dreams, the New York mixes. Alternate cover art, that whole deal. Gotta have the Ramones. Anything, one of my rules for buying vinyl is it's gotta be something I wanna listen to pretty much the entire thing through without really wanting to skip. Anything Ramones is gonna fill that. The one other I actually bought from the store, nothing special about it other than, I guess it's kind of special, and I haven't listened to it yet. I just heard good things, and I thought, what the hell, let's get it. We got Metallica 72 Sessions. Now this is the limited edition indie retail midnight LP, even though I bought it a good week after it came out. As soon as the weather warms up, I'll give this a go, and we will listen to this, I'll prance around the deck. One other thing, I just grabbed the last one somebody had on Amazon because I don't have enough of this band on vinyl, and this one's a pretty good record. We got Screeching Weasels, Baby Fat, Act 1. So it's been a pretty good week for vinyl, especially with what we did at Mary's birthday. I was very much back in the music mood, and since I need to get on my, recording the Mary EP Part 2, it was time to get some inspiration. So that is my vinyl haul. So I saw a bunch of movies. All right, so long story short, I always saw the trailers for Hereditary, always thought I'd like it. Saw the trailers for Midsommar, always thought I'd like it. And then I saw the trailers for Beau Isn't Afraid, thought I'd like it, got tickets, and then it came up when I was gonna have to just roll out of bed, give the cats some snacks, and head down to the theater to have an all day to see Beau, because I had to go see it at 3, and it's like 3 a.m., 3-hour movie and all that. So I decided the night before, hey, you know what? I'm on the fence. Am I gonna go or do I want to sleep in? So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and watch Hereditary, maybe watch Midsommar, and based on those, I'll make my decision if I should go see this in the theater or if I could wait. So we are going to talk about them individually, but I just thought I'd give you that context. So first up is Hereditary. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to keep it pretty non-spoilery. I'll stay pretty vague. Now, this is probably, of his three movies, his most mainstream. It's still not terribly all audiences or mainstream, but Toni Collette is fantastic. I see what people are saying about her performance. Baba Booey! Baba Booey! That was way funnier than it should be. So anyways, so I really, really loved Hereditary. I was definitely in with the tension. The sound design was amazing. Okay, it will get annoying now. Sound design was amazing. Performances were amazing. The kid, the little girl, man, like that whole thing, beautifully used in this film. A sense of depression and sadness and dread very much reminded me of Aronofsky a little bit, so which we'll talk about more in a second. But I loved that. Now there is, if you've seen the movie, there's the thing with the daughter. I did know that going in, so I was pleasantly surprised to find out that was earlier in the movie. So after that, I had most of the movie left without really knowing anything, so I was happy about that. And I really like that it is one of those on the fence, is she crazy, is it real kind of movies and kind of stories. I think it was expertly done. And now my pops, he likes the movie, but he doesn't like the ending. I'm good with the ending, and I really like it. I'd really watch it again. I have it on Blu-ray, but I'm going to be buying the 4K. I enjoyed the hell out of Hereditary, and I literally was watching it and thought, man, I wish I had seen this in a theater on a big screen. So already I kind of knew, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going. But again, it's like, what, it's like 100 minutes or something? It's not quite as long as I remember it being. Maybe it's 2 hours. Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be 2 hours, maybe 2:15 or something. But it's, and it can be slow, it can be quiet, but it's never dull because he really did create like an oppressive feeling. Like he really played with how you feel watching the movie, and I just thought that was wonderful, and to me, a sign of a great filmmaker. So yes, 100,000 thumbs up for Hereditary. So, after watching Hereditary, I immediately jumped into the 2.5-hour Midsommar. Not the director's cut, standard version. Well, this will tell you what I thought about it. I am ordering the director's cut because I need to see more of that movie. I did, again, really love it. I don't know if I loved it as much as Hereditary because it was a little less intense. But again, these are all first viewings. They're not going to be my last viewings. But I love these kind of movies too. Like, you're kind of being trapped into a cult situation you don't know is in a cult situation. It's not quite for everybody as horrifying and violent and gruesome as I anticipated, but it definitely has some really high-class gore and some horrifying concepts and connotations. Again, beautiful performances, especially by Florence Pugh. And you immediately hate the boyfriend and hate him all the way through, and he just gets worse in the best of ways. So it really helps with the story and the story being told. However, there's a lot of like, yeah, why are y'all still hanging out here? Y'all should be gone. It's like, have any of you ever seen a horror movie? Not the bees! There are no bees. I don't recall. Were there bees? I don't think there were bees. But no, Florence Pugh is fantastic in it. And again, it is a slow burn. It is a slow build, but it has incredible cinematography, top-notch sound design. And like, there's so many little hidden things in there. I was catching a couple, and then I've seen some videos now pointing out other things, like just hidden visuals in the backgrounds of things. Going back to Hereditary, there's some of that too, like some just creepy people standing around at times that you aren't really, your attention is not drawn to, but they're there if you're looking for stuff. So again, Midsommar continued that. And I think even the nice people you kind of got hooked in with, that were or were not that nice by the end, they have some horrifying things. And there's a different kind of horror going on here too, like, because there is like this violent ritual that of course shocks the outsiders because they're not accustomed to those customs. And there's a part of it where it gets a little extended. I'm trying to keep this very spoiler free. And just the thought of like witnessing that, not being prepared for it, and witnessing any of that, but then also witnessing that back end part of it, like, that's just horrifying that people could do that and would just be okay with doing that. And like, and it's not even meant with hate or violence, or like, it's not like murderous intent of any kind. And, you know, that plays out into things. And then there's all the drugging and the trippiness, you know. So he's starting, the real Ari is starting to come out. And, I mean, it's always been there. Those movies, nobody else makes those movies but Ari Aster. And again, getting some Aronofsky vibes for sure. And, you know, maybe at times, just the tiniest touch of a Lloyd Kaufman even. So, again, loved this movie. Beautiful costumes, beautiful acting, beautiful design. Really going to get that director's cut. And probably sign up for the A24 Club. I didn't know they had like a subscription club thing. It's like $5 a month, and apparently it's pretty cool if you really like their movies, which I do. So you might want to look into that. I think it's called the AAA 24 Club. Abbott, if you're out there, it's like $5 a month. You get like a magazine, a bunch of discounts, and all kinds of early news and stuff. I've heard it's good. I'm gonna try it. But yeah, Midsommar, fantastic. Let's talk about. I want to say something, but I won't. Let's talk about Beau is Afraid. So now the next day, I got up and I roll out of bed. You know, have some coffee, do the morning routine stuff. Give the cat some snacks. Roll all the way the hell down to the movie theater. Give myself a delicious large popcorn and large Mountain Dew. I'm not a huge Mountain Dew guy, but if it's Pepsi products, that's about the only thing I really like at all. And I usually drink half of it. And again, I buy the larges because on my Regal Unlimited, I just use my points for a free small popcorn and a free small drink, and then you upgrade, and it costs me $3 to get a large popcorn and a drink when I do that. So I was like, all right. And going to what I know is going to be a quiet, slow 3-hour movie on not a lot of coffee and not a lot of sleep, I like to have something to kind of munch on to kind of help me keep awake. Let's put it this way. I did not eat much of that popcorn. I honestly thought I would have had half that bucket, at least, if not the whole thing over 3 hours. I barely touched it because I was thoroughly engrossed in this movie. Now, warning up front, and I'm not going to spoil anything. Unlike Cinema Snob, Brad, what was that about in your review for this movie where you just casually dropped a massive spoiler and just moved on like it was nothing? I ain't gonna do any of that. But I also want to preface this with, I totally understand people hating this movie. I totally understand people not liking this movie at all. I totally understand people being mad about seeing this movie. I understand the gut reaction of people being like, he should never be allowed to make another movie. However, I totally disagree with that. Even if I hate a filmmaker, they should always be allowed to make their art. Because you never know what's going to land for you, you know? And other people may like it. And like, don't push your experience on other people. Like, there's that video going around at the premiere, one of those screenings where like some guy at the end is just yelling about how Ari owes people an apology for this movie and blah, blah. It's like, don't put your experience on other people. Keep that shit in your head. Let other people experience how they want. Like I heard a buddy in Evil Dead, like he was excited that somebody yelled something out that was funny during the movie, and I hate that shit. Like, I didn't come here for you. I want to have my experience, so keep your shit to yourself. That said, I love this movie. I'm not trying to be pretentious. I'm not pretending I got anything or understood anything more than anybody else. Like, I really don't understand the movie per se, but it is a movie that I was thoroughly engrossed with. I feel like I could have multiple interpretations, multiple experiences viewing, and it really feels like 3 or 4 movies that just kind of, like one movie ends and it just carries over into a whole other movie and a whole other genre. And again, absolutely beautiful effects work, an amazing performance from Joaquin Phoenix that really should be recognized, but this movie's not getting a lot of heat, so I don't know that it will. Some just absolutely bonkers things that happen, and most importantly, an insanely oppressive, anxiety-ridden vibe the whole time, which is kind of the point. His anxiety is up to 11, and this is the film for sure that I feel like, and I'm trying to remember, I had 3 directors in mind, and I'm totally blanking on one, because I was talking about that. No, I know Aronofsky and I know Kaufman, but who is, I feel like it was another A name. No? Okay. Man, I really wish I could remember who else I thought it was, but it's very much, he's like the blend of an Aronofsky and a Kaufman, and you can even do a little Charlie Kaufman in there, a little Spike Jonze. And I think early in the movie, this is not really a spoiler, it's a descriptor, it's very early in the movie, where Beau lives out on the streets, the way he sees everything, it looks like Tromaville before Toxie showed up. So I'm like, oh, he's got some trauma love here, because it is bonkers and I love it. And then we go on all kinds of crazy journeys. We meet all kinds of crazy characters, all kinds of crazy twists and turns. So, it's not nearly as violent or horrific. A lot of me, some people were laughing, and at first I thought, well, this seems inappropriate to laugh. But the more I've thought about it, the more I see it is kind of, I've heard the term nightmare comedy thrown around. I'm like, yeah, I kind of see that. So that's what I say with different interpretations on this film. I think you can go in there and just let yourself be weighed down and experience that anxiety and feel it and go through it with him. But you can also go in there and just laugh at the bonkers batshittery of it, which is also just fantastic from start to finish. Lots of awesome cast members showing up in here, like Nathan Lane and some other folks as well. And really trippy ending. And again, I've heard this of other people. Without spoiling anything, under the credits, there is a visual, and it's silence. There's no music, and so like the theater stayed silent, and we all sat in our seats until it was over. And I'm sure some of it is just processing and thinking and figuring it out. But it was very, very awesome and cool, and I loved it. And basically, to me, the best way I like to describe the feeling of this movie, and I get it, not everybody is a fan of Aronofsky's Mother, but I love that movie, and like the last third of that movie, the feeling I got from that movie is what this entire 3 hours felt like, with a few more laughs in it. And then there's this one section you've seen in the trailer. It's not, I wouldn't say it's animated, but I mean, it almost feels animated, and it's just its own trippy story and everything all on its own. And I loved the hell out of that. So I love the hell out of Beau is Afraid. I get other people not. I would say this is an Oscar contender. We'll see how that pans out. At least cinematography and Joaquin Phoenix, for sure. But, because yeah, damn. The more you think about Joaquin's performance and what he did in that movie, the more incredibly incredible it is. And awesome Parker Posey, by the way. Really awesome Parker Posey. That's my thoughts on Beau is Afraid. Let's do Evil Dead Rise. All right, let's do a walk and talk for Evil Dead Rise. I feel like we need to move. All right, so here's the thing with Evil Dead movies. There's been 5 Evil Dead movies, and then, of course, 3 seasons of The Amazing Ash vs. Evil Dead. I have grown up with these movies. I have always been a fan of Evil Dead 1 over Evil Dead 2. Again, there is no bad Evil Dead movie, including this one. Science! Science happens! I don't think we're going to get to sheep. So I did very much enjoy this movie. I think my only complaints about this movie boil down to some of my own expectations, because I went a little high on a certain element of it, and I will get into that. And again, I'm not going to give you any spoilers here, but I love it. But I also love the goofy, like, Army of Darkness, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Like, Ash vs. Evil Dead is fantastic. I mean, Pablo, come on. But I would say, though, my ranking, it's either this or Army of Darkness is at the bottom, and that's for different reasons. And neither of that is because I hate them at all. Like, I fucking love Army of Darkness. I love this Evil Dead movie. I will watch it many, many more times. But Mary's Army of Darkness, yeah, but she wants more camp. And apparently, I think all Evil Dead fans kind of like all styles of Evil Dead, mostly like all the Evil Dead movies, mostly. Well, yeah, but you do have some people that are going to definitely be more just the camp side. Some people are going to be more the gore and violence side. I like all. I do prefer, and again, part of why I like 1 more than 2, I like that it is goofy, but it's like so over-the-top goofy and insane that becomes scary in its own right. And I think they did that better in 1 than they did in 2. And then, of course, you got the remake, where it goes just really hard serious, and it is brutal. And now you have this one. Now, I love the characters. I love the performances. I love that it had that Demons 2 vibe. I love it set in a high rise. The set work is amazing. The pacing is amazing. Especially some of the Deadite performances are amazing within reason. They're great for what they were given. I think my biggest complaint about this, and again, comes more from just being set up for certain interesting. Sorry, random thing on the TV. Certain expectations, and that is, I was under the impression this was going to be the meanest and most brutal Evil Dead we've had. And again, this might be a mild spoiler, because I'm going to talk about a promotional item, which as soon as you hear the promotional item, you know it's something that's going to be something in the movie. And I'm not going to give you the details of it other than just my opinion of it. And that is, if you don't want to hear, you click out now, okay? Cheese grater. They were like giving people cheese graters at screenings, things like that. So it's like, okay, that's going to be in the movie. Without going too into it, that is underwhelming. It is underwhelming in the movie. And I think most of the gore and the violence is underwhelming in this movie. Now, for an average horror movie, it's pretty violent and gruesome, for your standard horror movie. But one of the things for me that always made Evil Dead is how just batshit insane the Deadites are. And at their point, is just to fuck with you as much as they can, cause you as much harm and pain and laugh in your face, and just be absolutely just terribly mean and gruesome about it. And I found that lacking in here. And again, so I think I will like this more when I go and see it again without those expectations, because I think there's a lot of blood in this movie, but in terms of actual like acts of violence and stuff, it's not there. You know, it has some moments. I'm not saying it doesn't have any, but I mean, it's definitely a violent, gory movie. And it doesn't have to just be that. I'm not just there for Evil Dead, but I feel like I got everything else I want in an Evil Dead movie in this movie, except that was lacking for me. And that's just me personally. And like I said, I think it's expectations, you know? But I did love these characters. I love the setup. I love how we're stuck in there. There is definite homages to the style of Sam Raimi's filmmaking in here that are not been given away in trailers and stuff. So I was happy about that. And it has a real fun ending. I know some people are complaining. There's kind of a bookend thing happening on the movie. I like that. I don't have a problem with it. I think a lot of people are like, well, why would you even need that? And it's like, well, I think they want to give you something up front, because the movie does, once we immediately go to the high rise, it takes a while for the evil stuff to start happening, because they're really setting you up the characters. So I think it's just more modern film of like, hey, let's give them a little kick in the pants right up front. And of course, that title card, the title reveal is fantastic, as everybody's talking about it. And I would definitely want another one of these. It was such a good time. And if you're really paying attention, they do a little lore, a little world building that really kind of brings all Evil Dead together in a way. So very excited about that and the potential of that and where we could go with that. So yeah, I mean, again, I had a really great time. Now, granted, I saw it like 45 minutes after seeing Beau is Afraid, so that probably also affected my experience with it, because I was still pretty well mind-fucked. But good time, man, you know. So, yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. And I feel like I wanted to say one more thing about it, but I don't know. But yeah, I feel like the kills, like, it could have been more mean. Like, I was expecting so much more. And again, because I thought I heard that it was like extra brutal and extra mean. And I'm like, it's not really. And I think part of that is because we now live in a post-Terrifier 2 world. As gruesome as that movie is. And again, not everybody loves that movie. I get it. I loved that movie. And I can't wait for part 3. But I was like, man, because I actually saw somebody compare Evil Dead Rise and say, the gore is on the level of Terrifier 2. And I'm like, you don't remember Terrifier 2. Like, that's the level of kind of mean this movie was lacking for me. But still, that's really my only problem with it. And everything else is great. And even what is presented there in gore and violence is really good. I just, I got to watch it again with no expectations, and I'll love it. But I don't know exactly where it goes in my ranking. So it may be 5th, it may be 4th, it may be 3rd. Evil Dead 1 is my favorite. Evil Dead 2 is my 2nd favorite. And then it becomes a toss-up there, because I need to rewatch 2013 as well. But honestly, Evil Dead 1 is my favorite. Then Ash vs. Evil Dead, if we're going to count the whole series. Then 2. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I got Mary to watch a movie this week. Let's do that. Hey, vroom, vroom, vroom. I made Mary watch Fast and Furious 6.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. 6 was great. Also,
5 was better.
What was?
5 was better.
I agree, and we'll get into that. I believe this is... it's called Fast and Furious 6 when you look it up and on the covers of the discs. Mm-hmm. The title in the movie did say Furious 6, which is weird because I'm pretty sure it's Furious 7 is the next one, so... Oh. Anyways, this was still a great one. This is maybe the second... To me, this is my 2nd favorite, at least of the first 6. It's almost as good as 5, but there is something missing. I haven't figured out what makes it not quite as good as 5. Maybe it's just the heist element of it wasn't as exciting.
Are we talking spoilers?
Yeah. Mid-level spoilers. How about that? Like, let's not fully reveal. So, let's. I'm trying to figure out how to. Fuck it. Spoilers. Because the movie's been out probably 5-6 years. Spoilers for Fast and Furious 6. So.
Okay, so this is the first movie where they're actually technically working for the good guys?
Yeah, because they kind of get hired, by The Rock, which is really, really cute. They bring in everybody except kind of those kind of Latin dudes that spoke mostly Spanish. They reference them, but they don't bring them back. But it's pretty much the entire other original team. The Rock gets a new partner who I meant to check the credits for. So why don't you say something while I'm checking?
I'll have to know. It's so sad. Okay, so the first Fast and Furious movie I saw was actually the spin-off, which is Hobbs and Shaw. So
okay, I know where you're going. Yeah.
So they introduced Shaw. I'm like, that's not Shaw.
And I was like, how do I tell her without telling her? I literally was like, yeah, I was literally like, just watch the movie. Like literally, that's how I had to do it.
For
the Luke
Evans, I'm sitting here going like, was that Luke Evans?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is he like Chris Evans' brother?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just completely random.
It's just because I kept going, not Orlando Bloom.
He does have that vibe. Fair enough. Yes, fair enough.
I liked him.
Yeah, and again, this was like the search for Letty coming back. This is the last movie that apparently after this, it's officially that is who I think it is. And you didn't recognize it. And I meant to mention it, but so much was going on. I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to save this for something fun. But yeah, to find out Letty was alive and listen, it's ridiculous, the whole Letty is alive thing, but it's Fast and Furious, so ridiculous works.
Yeah.
And I like that she had memory loss, but she still felt Vin. And like the romance they were pulling is probably as good as Vin Diesel can do romantic movie stuff. Yeah. And it really worked. And especially with Michelle Rodriguez, because if you don't know, and it certainly shouldn't matter to her performance abilities, and I don't think it does matter to her performance abilities, but between like Vin Diesel, who's a very good actor, but not necessarily a great actor, like Michelle Rodriguez is actually a lesbian. So seeing her like in love with a Vin Diesel and knowing that sometimes can be a little, if you think about it, can, in the moment can be like, what? But then, okay. So anyways, it's acting. It doesn't fucking matter. But it was very cute, actually. I do love that she came back to the team.
I'm sitting here going like, by the way, Vin Diesel picked her when they were casting.
Michelle Rodriguez?
Yes, he's like, I want her to be my girlfriend.
Like in the first movie?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, because back then she wasn't out, I don't think, either.
Yeah.
Not that would or should make a difference to casting. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Because again, it's acting. It's fucking acting. A man wants to play a woman? Awesome. A woman wants to play a man? Fucking awesome. What the fuck are you doing, Florida? Acting is acting. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, I don't want to get political.
Damn boy.
Yeah. We just had a very spirited discussion over Mandalorian, so I'm in a place.
And I had a thought, and that completely derailed.
Michelle Rodriguez, Vin Diesel, he cast her.
Oh yeah, no, I was just talking about the girl from Brazil.
Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman.
No.
Oh, no, the one that was
the
like Hobbs's partner in the last part 5.
Yeah.
It's
just like, well, she's very understanding.
But again, Mary, like I said, I think that's what makes her a great character, because I put myself in that position. Like, let's say we came from a background where we each had lost, like we already had like great loves, but they tragically died. And if either one of us, one day after we've been together for so many years, found out that person was still around, you had a chance to go back to that original love, to at least try it, whether it works out or not. I feel like, listen, it would be very, very hard. It would be very hard. It would really suck. But because you love your partner so much, you want them to be as happy as they can be. Now, this is how I feel towards you. I don't know if it's reciprocating. But actually, I would want you to have that chance. Like, go find out.
But the thing is, at the end, he's like, well, you don't have to go. And I'm sitting here going, like, she's thinking, like, yeah, I kind of do, because your girlfriend scares me.
Okay, well, that's worth making the joke. But, I mean, you kind of mentioned that during the movie, and I was like, yeah, but, I mean, that's really cool. That's, like, really, that is true love. Because true love is caring more about your part. You care more about your partner than you do yourself, within reason. Like, don't do it unhealthily. You can only do that if you feel it is being reciprocated. I feel it's being reciprocated. Mary cares about me. I joke and shit about, like, oh, I love you more than you love me. But, I mean, she fucking loves me. She would not put up with this bullshit as long as she has if she didn't. But that's what I thought was kind of beautiful about it. It's like, she understood. She's like, we're like, we love each other through our tragedy. But, like, if you can go back to your true love, you deserve that opportunity. I can't take that from you, and I would not love you. I would not be a good lover if I did.
Yeah. I'm hoping that since she was wearing her badge and she went off with Hobbs, that we'll see her again with Hobbs.
I don't honestly remember. I remember some things. I don't remember specifics though, so we'll see. But yeah, so also to Han. This is the last episode before. Technically, Tokyo Drift happens after Fast and Furious 6. I'm still very confused of this timeline. Don't tell us. We need to finish the 9 movies and see the new one, and then we'll piece together the Han timeline.
So what makes you confused about this?
Okay, so again, spoilers for everything until now. Click out if you don't want to know. In Tokyo Drift, Part 3, which is now technically Part 7 or 6 because it comes after 6, Han dies in a fiery crash in that movie. At the end of 6, after the credits, Jason Statham shows up and kills Han again in a fiery crash.
No, okay, so let me explain this to you.
But also, after Han has died twice in these two different fiery crashes,
no.
in the new trailers, I had to get that point out so you have my full, so you can explain from my full confusion.
What you saw at the end of the last movie was a recreation of the crash from 3.
I completely disagree that that's what's happening. Because
oh my God, yes, watch it. You will see
happening?
it's the exact same thing. You see
that's not how Han died in 3. It's not how Han's fiery explosion crash happened in 3.
But it's the exact same crash. They're just saying that the car caught on fire after Statham shot it.
No, it's not the exact same crash. He didn't get hit. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Not accepting it. Not looking.
Rewatch it.
Not looking into it until we're caught back up. So, but no, I completely disagree.
They recreated the crash.
Do not. I mean, somebody will, I'm sure, but do not give us specifics in the comments. I know you want to weigh in on this argument. Please, I'm asking you to wait. Let me see the movies. Let me reassess myself. And once we're at least past 9, say what you want. Once we do our 9 review, say what you want. But I do not believe that's the case because how did Han's crash and explosion happen in 3?
He got hit by another car. It flipped, and then we see it.
I don't recall that's how it happened in Tokyo Drift.
How do you remember it happening?
And he was also in a completely different car.
No, that was the right car.
No, he was in like a green fucking like plastic toy car style racer.
I don't remember the color, but he was definitely in one of the plastic racers.
I disagree. But we'll save that argument for another time. Anyways, I'm very confused about that. Let's move on to other parts of Fast and Furious 6.
Wrong. How much of the time am I right?
But we're talking about movies, so
I'm
more
still
in my favor.
More, but still.
What else? Let's move on. Jesus Christ. It is interesting, without being too spoilerific, how a lot of people in the speeding plane finale fall away from things and definitely die, and other people don't. But Vin Diesel gonna Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Badass fightery. I love that even Mia is like everybody's trying to protect Mia and the baby, and even Mia's like, no, you're family. We're gonna go fuck this shit up. Go fuck this shit up, Brian. Like, that's cool. I like that they avoided that trope, and they're like, no. I think that's really cool. Corona, the drink. Mm-hmm. It's a different movie if it wasn't. They get the old house back. That's really fun. What's the heist? Oh yeah, Luke Evans, the flippy car stuff is really fun. Yeah. That's pretty fun. Oh, and the big tank finale. Oh, that was so exciting. It was such an exciting.
Well, it's not technically. Tank was not finale. The plane was the finale.
Set piece. This movie fucking moves. Once it starts moving, it fucking moves.
Yeah, actually, those cars, the basically the wedge cars that they had at the beginning. It's just like, it was like somebody was watching Robot Wars and went, "Oh yeah, that actually works."
I could see that. I would be wondering. That's a good point. Also, opening credits. I fucking love those opening credits. I'd like to see it without the credits. It is like the most badass recap of all the movies up until then. Yeah. And I'm almost positive there is stuff in there that is like filling in gaps between movies that we didn't see. So it's kind of interesting. Like, that's an awesome previously on Fast and the Furious. As the world turns, the grains of sand. Because these are the days of your lives. General Hospital, all my children. Very soap opera.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Itty Bit. That's right. That's a really good point. Itty Bit is right. That is the coolest scene in the whole fucking movie, though. Thank you for reminding us, baby. Just gonna let.
I would say the tank bit was going like, oh, because you start thinking about it, going like, okay, you just squished a whole lot of people.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal. A lot of innocent people died. But the ridiculousness of like the Superman catch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, yes. Like, because they build it up so much, like the momentum. It's much like that Matrix when Harold Perrineau, when he's like, yes, because he's watching Neo like go to try and save Trinity and Ket or Neo, or whatever in part 2 where they catch them off the exploding truck. Like, it has that vibe. Like, you know it's ridiculous, you know it's dumb, but they build that momentum and that energy so well that that big jump and catch is like, yes! So that was really, really fun. And then we also have the big twisty-turny reveal of The Rock's partner. And the whole movie I was thinking, is that an earlier version of this particular person? And I just confirmed it is. I meant to look that up and ask you if you recognize that person before. Do you know who?
She looked vaguely familiar. Like, she could be like an MMA person.
Who was also on another very famous franchise. And then also very unceremoniously not rehired from said very famous franchise.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name to save my life.
Gina Carano. And she's good in this. She's good in Mando too. It's a shame she... I mean, listen. Okay, here's my thing. We're not getting political. But have your opinions about stuff, whatever, okay? But if you're an actor, you're a brand. Your business, your job, your commodity is the brand that is you. And no matter how you feel on either side of anything, she said some things that didn't sit well with the public, and the company was like, hey, can you maybe just chill on that shit? And she's like, no, fuck you. So, guess what happens?
Yeah.
Your brand tanks. You know, so... And I'm not forgiving, endorsing, or anything anybody says. We try to keep it very neutral on this channel because we're just here for your entertainment. We don't want to piss you off about reminding you of the real world. This is meant to be escapism. But yeah. Because she was fucking good in this. And it was a cool fucking twist, that, you know. So, I'm into it. And then also, too, with Statham showing up, I was like, I thought that happened in the next movie. I'm very confused. Because there's other things I tend to remember that maybe I don't remember well. We'll find out next Saturday when we watch Furious 7.
I'm still right.
She's not. I mean, you can believe that. Reality is perception. Oh, God, we still have things to do.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we gotta go. Bye! And Mary had a birthday. She had a birthday week. It wasn't as full as my birthday week, but there was
Thank God. Your birthday week was exhausting. By the time I get done with your birthday week, I'm too tired for my birthday week.
Even though there's a week in between. My birthday week was pretty heavy this week. All right, so let's talk about your birthday week. The weekend before your birthday. I don't think we have.
I don't know. No.
Oh, that's you. I was like, why is my phone vibrating?
Oh, it's time for Jack's allergy.
What is... Okay, we're trying to do this in a hurry, too, so I'm trying to figure out...
I don't think we had anything until Tuesday.
I'm going to look at a calendar. That seems right. Let's see, when was your birthday? Okay, when you took me to the vet.
Yeah, I took Kat to the vet Monday.
So we didn't do anything Monday. Tuesday was Mary's fake birthday.
Yeah.
So long story short, I joke about her fake birthday. If you don't know the story, her buddy, our officiant at our wedding, David, set up her Facebook account years ago. Accidentally put in her birthday by a day off. So I always joke, it's like, happy fake birthday, Mary, because everybody wishes her happy birthday on that day. Wednesday was your actual birthday. Went to one of your favorite, if not your favorite, restaurants.
Yeah, Belnote.
With your folks.
Yeah, we had good dinner. I was very pleased with what I got.
Some fried calamari for starters.
Yeah, the calamari was really good.
It was. It was a little chewy, but flavor-wise, it was the dips that were really good. The chipotle aioli and the dill, whatever
that herb was.
Yes, yeah, that was really tasty. You got your tiramisu.
I got my tiramisu.
Some nice drinks. What did you have entree-wise?
I had like shrimp and risotto sort of deal.
Oh, yeah, that's special. That spring special that I almost got. I was a good boy. I decided to get a piece of halibut that was beautifully seasoned and asparagus or something. I don't know. It's pretty light, but I was happy.
And you got a dessert that I helped you with, and I can't remember what
That's
it was.
right, because you brought the tiramisu at home and ate it. We had, it had like chocolate daubs on it, and like it was like a bit of a layer, like 5 layers, like a chocolate layer cake or something.
I think it had caramel too.
And caramel. It was pretty tasty. Her folks were fun.
Yeah. Mom got the panna cotta, so I helped her eat a little bit of that.
Mary got her delicious bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a pretty good, tasty time.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Was had by all.
I got her a Vegeta statue that I did not buy for Christmas intentions and realized I needed an actual physical gift on her birthday and gave it instead. Still, it was very cool. And that's a new thing I'm starting to do is I'm just trying to buy you presents in advance and buy everybody presents in advance so I'm not stressing at Christmas. But also when something like that happens, I'm like, oh, I got a gift for you. She gets a better gift later. We're getting to it.
Let's see. There wasn't anything Thursday.
No, you had the gift of me giving you the house alone for most of the day.
I was outside most of the time.
But you still, you didn't have me around trying to grope on you or anything, you know? I mean, I went to the movies all day.
Let's see. Then Friday was Joe Bob.
Well, Friday was Joe Bob, yeah. But you kind of got to do your own thing. But then Saturday.
And then Saturday we had karaoke.
Karaoke, cut and clip here.
Maybe later, someday later, now he's just a small fry. He left his home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi.
Whoa, what? Weird Al? Just like a little karaoke clip I'm going to throw in.
So there's
Night Kitty Karaoke.
Yeah, it's brand new, just opened last month. I don't know if any of y'all are local to here, but if you have ever seen like in Japan or other places in Asia where they have like actual rooms that you rent for karaoke, this place does that.
They have a few different sizes and prices.
Yeah, they go anywhere from a 4-person room to a 20-person room. We got the 10-person room.
And they have a main room.
Main room
It's free,
needs work.
Acoustically.
Yeah.
I think the rest of it's fine, but acoustically.
Yeah. But that place is definitely if you and your friends actually all chip in, the prices are not bad at all.
Oh yeah, like what? Like a 10-person room for like 2 hours, 2 hours and change.
It was like
$200. Well, 120, 200. It depends on the room.
Yeah.
But I mean, at
but
10
the 10-person
people,
room was 120
but
for 2 hours.
And again, but behind the time, there's a 20% gratuity and all that. So
Okay.
I'll put it this way: we got 4 hours and we got it for $300. Which again, you take 10 people in there for 4 hours and ask each to chip in $30. Insanely reasonable.
Yeah, and plus you have a button that you can hit to
You got like a
server. To come in.
call button. Basically, you have control of the lights. You have control of the karaoke system. Not only can you work within their system, you can jump over to YouTube if you don't fuck up the iPad a whole 1,000 times, like me and Stephanie. But that's really cool. You have a lot of extra features I don't see a lot of other places. You can turn on background music between songs if people haven't queued songs.
Yeah.
You can easily set up queues and rearrange them. So I just kept adding songs, and when other people would, I'd move my songs down to get, make it turn-based.
Yeah.
You can leave the song vocals on or turn them down, backing vocals on or turning them down.
Yeah, I'm
you
glad
can
we
mix all
figured that one out. Because that was annoying at first.
It was annoying at first. But once because again, we had to get the hang of everything. But once we got the hang of everything, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And they have really good drinks. I mean, they're not like the greatest drinks. It's not like, oh my God, a gourmand drink or whatever, but reasonably priced. And they have these super drinks.
It's just like, you have like these big fishbowl drinks.
It is literally about the size of my head. And it's about $20 for one of those. And to go to a bar and get a drink that size, that's very
Although I have to say, I did not get very tipsy.
Yeah, they're more tasty. But also we were busy and singing and running because we went in and I was like...
I think 4 hours was the perfect amount of time.
I think so too. Yeah. And honestly too, I'm just going to toot my own horn because I'm such a good and fair and honest person. It's true. I don't mean to but at the end when the lady was going to charge me for the room and she's like, well, that's okay. After tax and gratuity and blah, blah, it's going to be $200. And I was like, okay. And then my brain did go, oh, I'm being undercharged. But then my brain also went, you can't do that to these people, Eric. For other reasons, I'll tell you. So I told the lady, I was like, that seems awfully cheap because we were here for 4 hours. She's like, oh, that makes sense. I saw that they had the 2-hour session on there twice, and I was confused. You were here 4 hours? Like, yeah. It's like, oh, thank you for telling me. I was like, well, karma. I can't do that. So I did pay the full 4 hours.
Yeah.
But again, well worth it. It was something she always wanted to experience. We had a great time. She got to sing a bunch of badass songs. We got to do a bunch of show tunes with a bunch of show tune actors and like everybody doing the different parts.
Yeah.
I was cracking people up with some of my bullshit, especially when I did
there
Baby
was so
Shark.
much comedy going on.
I did Baby Shark and started turning it into the Stark family. Mama Shark. Oh, actually, she died on that highway. You know, I mean, I'm giving you,
Anywho,
I sang one of my own songs using one of my lyric videos.
And we're all going like, dude, why do you need to actually see the words?
You were going, why do you actually need to see it? I'm like, because I write 1,000 fucking lyrics. I don't know my words. Shit.
But no, I do believe a good time was had, Vile, and we did go to a Japanese place before.
Oh, yeah.
Ume.
Ume Ramen. We tried them out. Not a lot of choices, but fucking delicious. Everything we had. Although the ramen put like 3.5 pounds on Dad, so he was like, fuck.
Yeah, I ended up actually taking most of my entree home because...
Smart. And Night Kitty has food. Fun other fact about Night Kitty, one of my best buddies from Missouri, Cody, has moved over there as a bartender, so it was awesome seeing him again. And then it turns out, we were back in our room, and this very nice lady keeps coming back and helping us. And it turns out, she's like, oh, Cody was telling about you, so I'm one of the co-owners of Zen Sushi. I was like, I thought you looked familiar. So I think the husband and wife that own Zen Sushi own Night Kitty.
And I had told him this before.
Because I'm such a good listener. But that just made it even more fun for me. I'm like, oh, we're still keeping it in the family. Mary's still doing the Azure birthday without even realizing it. But so that was an extra thing and just made my life even more fun. And the acoustics in the back room, once you get some people in and the temperature gets nice, it's pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, that place, renting a room is definitely the way to go.
Again, if either you're willing to drop that chunk of change or you can get your group to definitely split it out. If you split it out, it's absolutely worth it. Especially if you
now,
really
I'm not
like
sure
to
if you
sing.
can split it out on your checks there. You may have to give all your money to one person.
Yeah, you probably got to do a pot, pull together a pot kind of thing. But but no, it was a good time, and I think the funniest thing for me was I was excited to celebrate your birthday. I was excited to get you something you love to do, and I was like, well, I don't want to sing that much. I don't want to I don't want it to be a thing where I didn't say this specifically, but I was close to saying this specifically about I don't want to go in there and nobody sings and I have to sing a dozen songs and. Then I got going and I was giddily singing 20, 25 songs. I'm going, I'm just gonna keep going. I kept adding songs oh, I got this song, you got this song, I'm gonna do that. I get an audience in here, they like me. And I'd say the only thing I fucked up was Hamilton, My Shot, which is weird because y'all have seen on live streams, I can nail that.
How long has it been since you've done it?
I was gonna say apparently it's been a minute since I've been listening to that soundtrack because I was struggling on that. I felt that was the only time, not embarrassed, but as close to embarrassed as I'm capable of being is what I was starting to feel there. I was like, I'm not nailing this the way I wanted to, shit.
And sometimes you're going I'm going to do this thing. Oh crap, I'm going to need help. When you did Raining Tacos.
Oh, because I wanted to do Perry Grip. I was like, oh my God, they have Perry Grip. They didn't have Do You Like Waffles? And I thought I could figure out Raining Tacos. Thankfully, Stephanie knew it. Because I didn't know Raining Tacos.
And then that made me go, oh, it's Raining Men. And then I was like, oh man, I'm going to probably need some help here. And Kathy's like, I gotcha.
You two were hilarious though, the little almost sketch comedy, like the singing banter you all are putting on. You all sold that really well. We did The Internet is for Porn, and I got to be Cookie Monster, and she was Kate Monster, and that was fun, even though I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
The Internet is for porn. The Internet is for porn. Now grab your dick and double click for porn. And then Stephanie did a song from Dear Evan Hansen, which I still haven't sung, but I realized she needed there was other lines, and I felt for somebody who's never heard that or seen it, I kind of came in and fucking nailed her backup.
That song, I was going oh, okay, well that's pretty straightforward. Okay.
But I mean, I know.
But no, you did well.
Praise me, Mary.
But it was.
Acknowledge me.
I acknowledge you.
Okay.
But no, it was a lot of fun. Of course, it's been a long time since I've had a proper karaoke night.
Yeah, and this was again because we're a little different. Like, I don't need to sing that many songs, but I want a full audience of strangers to impress. Like, in the back of my mind, that's what I'm looking for at karaoke. I loved doing this. I don't mind it. But she's like, no, I just want to sing. I don't care if anybody's listening. I don't care if, she doesn't want to try things out in front of strangers, but...
I have done things that
you
I've never
have
done before in front of strangers.
You have. I didn't mean that to sound, if that sounded in any way insulting. I didn't mean it that way. But I mean, in general, I'm generalizing. I'm making a very simplistic view of how you go about karaoke. You just want to sing as many songs as you can, because for you, and I'm, again, very generalized here, for you, it's more about doing it for you. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm like, me personally, I want to do it for the audience. And I don't mean any positive negatives either way. It's totally valid both ways. Is that fair? Like, for you, it's more about you want to sing. You want to perform. For me, I'm like, I want to wow. I want to razzle dazzle,
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, I feel like...
I want validation. You don't need validation.
I don't need validation.
Yeah, that thing is more what I'm trying to get at.
But the thing is, kind of like, I always get so bummed. It's like, you maybe get a song in every 2 hours, and then you can't really talk because it's so fucking loud.
Now, we did have the talking problem, because when we first started, I did like a song, or nobody was doing songs, and she had some old friends she hadn't really caught up with in a while, and they're talking, and I'm like, I kind of want to sing a song, but if I start singing a song, there's no more conversation going on. And even one of your friends did mention, it's like, well, we didn't really get to catch up as much as I'd hoped, but it was still fun. And it's like, yeah, we really kind of we got into the party of it,
Yeah.
So, understandable in all.
I had two of my friends
sides.
came who are not singers, but I know they'll come out, and one of them just happened to be in town, and they both tried, and it could have gone better.
Well, it's not that either of them really failed as much as when they tried, they realized, they didn't actually try. They tried in the sense of getting up and holding a microphone and maybe starting slightly, and they're like, here.
There is that moment where you go up there going, and I have experienced this myself, where it's just like, I can sing this with the radio. Why am I sucking so hard right now?
And I'll tell you what, even somebody as confident as me, I have that because, again, I tried Tired of Sex. Pink Triangle by Weezer. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why I cannot do Weezer at karaoke. Because Rivers Cuomo, his keys, his range, completely in my key, completely in my range. And it seems so simplistic. And like she said, if I'm in a car and singing with him, I feel like it sounds good, but every time I try one of his songs, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound good coming out of my mouth. So there's a certain magic to Rivers Cuomo vocals that is unidentifiable to me that I can't put my finger on.
Yeah. My biggest problem
It didn't sound bad, but it did not sound good.
I need to work on my range. Because this is like, especially because if it really needs to go somewhere, because you know how I'm very much a torch singer. Right. Because also like Your Come Together was really good. And there was another song, and I'm kicking my ass because there's something you did that I was like, damn, Mary, I never heard you do that, and you need to do that more often. I can't think of what it was. I felt Toxic went over pretty well.
That went over well, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm thinking of. But anyways, what's your point? Because we got to wrap this shit. Jesus fuck.
But it's just like, but sometimes it'll be like, I need to be getting like bigger. But I can feel it like kind of clenching up in my chest,
I got you. Yeah, you want to be more dynamic
in
what you're doing, but you can't quite
bring
yourself to whipping it out.
Yeah.
Unzipping and whipping that big old dick out. That big old vocal dick.
Now, I'm very good with inflection.
Yeah.
Because, if you want, because I can give personality to things.
That's not all she can give.
But I can't belt for shit.
Well, listen, like Kathy has, and we've said these things. It's like our biggest thing with you is like, you can do it, but the things you think you can't do is because you don't believe you can do it. But we believe you can do it, but you hold yourself back because you don't believe you can do it. I mean, that's a very simplified version of it, but. Yeah. Because, we've always had your back on stuff. And it's like, because there's certain songs you fucking nail, and other songs you're so close, but it's like you can tell you're not quite getting it because you just won't let it go.
Yeah.
You won't go 100%. You'll go 99%. But there's that last higher little hill or something, And then Mary closed it with Hotel California.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What was the meme I just discovered? Oh, it's basically a Yelp review with a fantastic guitar solo.
Yeah, that was cute.
That's pretty sums it up. It was also funny that we kept fucking up the technology of the system a few times because it's all kind of interfaced through an iPad, but it's like under a locked thing, so you can't hit the home button. And there was one point when Stephanie and I were trying to figure out how to do something and undo something, and we ended up in the iPad camera.
And you couldn't get out.
Which you can't like swipe out of because it thinks you're trying to do focus controls and shit. You need the home button to exit it. And so we had to bring our lady back in to be like, I'm sorry, hopefully this is the last technical issue. We accidentally turned off screen mirroring so the lyrics weren't coming on the screen.
That was after the photo incident.
Well, that was awesome. That one I will firmly blame on Stephanie because she went to hit that button. She opened up screen mirroring and I was literally like, no, that's not what the problem is. That's not what we're looking for. But before I could fully say that, she clicks it and I'm like, oh, shit.
And then we couldn't find the TV again.
Well, you click screen mirroring again and just search. It could not find those screens. Mm-hmm. I think our owner lady had to like completely reboot the system, totally turn it off and on again, basically. Yeah. But she got it. They were awesome. They were lovable. They brought us popcorn. They have bar snacks. If you're in Lexington, give it a go, man. Fun place, cool people.
Mm-hmm. Jack.
Leslie Nielsen? I'm an old man. That means I need to pee. Anything else about your birthday?
No, I'm good. I think we covered everything.
Oh, how about you tell them what Tina and Maria. Tina Maria. Oh, that. How about you stand over there and tell them what they gave you gift-wise?
Oh God.
Are you catching it now? Because it was the.
No, I'm just worried that because you're walking away.
It's not that bad.
They gave me some more of the matcha green tea Kit Kats.
Mary started laughing immediately because if you remember, I gave her like all the matcha things for Christmas.
Yeah, including the Kit Kats. And they also gave me, hold on, I'll show you. It's right here.
They gave her porn. Internet porn. So grab your dick and double click for porn. I missed this. What's this?
I got gummy sushi.
That's cute. THC gummies. Awesome.
I wish.
You do? Those aren't legal, Mary. Don't wait. It's not 2025 yet, my girl.
Why do we have to wait so long?
I know, right? Stupid law taking forever for things to happen. So that was Mary's birthday. I feel like there was another part to it that I don't remember. There was like something else we probably should have mentioned, but whatever. Who cares? We gotta go.
It's good.
I wanted to watch a 90-minute movie and it's gotten way later than I thought. So thank you, everybody. We're gonna go.
Bye.
Bye. Let's make a drink. Hey, everybody. I'm playing it up. I am a little intoxicated. I'm not that bad. So we're going to recreate something I did Friday because it was so delicious. I need to do it again. So I'm sorry. You ain't going to get the surprise of, is it good? Is it not? This is good. I'm going to make it double. We are making from the allrecipes.com site, the shark bite cocktail. So first things first, we're going to need a shaker. We're going to want about a cup of ice, 5-6 ice cubes. Even though I'm making a double, the ice will remain the same. If there's 7 ice cubes in there, okay, so now we want a fluid ounce of simple syrup. Mary and I still have some simple syrup. So we're gonna put 2 fluid ounces in the shaker, which might actually just about finalize this simple syrup.
You need to finish it off.
That's what I meant by finalize. Uh-oh.
How much you got?
Not quite 1.5 ounces.
So you want to make a serving and a half? In which case,
no, I know what we're gonna do because it's old and I'm sure I need to probably get rid of it. I think we still have some ginger simple syrup.
Probably.
Oh.
Is it supposed to be that color?
Color, yes. Cloudiness, unsure. But we're gonna fucking chance it, and we're gonna use that to finish off my 2 ounces.
I would give it the smell test.
Still, that smells really good, actually. Like, I might
Oh, that does smell very gingery.
I know, I was about to throw it out, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna keep the rest of it. I don't know about that color. We'll see. If I get sick from this drink, I'll throw it away. Otherwise, I'm keeping it and still using it. I mean, how long ago did we make that?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
When did you make that slug slinger?
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Probably about a year ago, I want to say.
That sounds about right. Jesus Christ. All right, 3/4 ounces of spiced rum. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces. Captain Morgan spiced rum. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I don't know how that's going to work, but maybe it'll taste really good. Maybe we'll be like, oh shit, do a ginger simple syrup. All right, so there's 1.5 ounces. Captain Morgan's. 3/4 ounce light rum. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Bacardi Superior White.
So this is one of those drinks that is mostly alcohol but doesn't taste like it.
Ooh, it might with that pour. That's 1 3/4 ounces. Oh well. Then 1/2 ounce of blue carousel. So we want 1 ounce of blue carousel. Hey, don't you do that. Okay.
God, that's not a color found in nature.
It's beautiful color. I went a little heavy on that just to see if we can counterbalance the little too much white rum. And then we went 1/2 ounce of lime juice. So we want 1 ounce for a double. Whatever's in here is what I'm using, which is actually pretty much exactly 1 ounce. Okay. Shake.
Rattle and roll.
Shake. Rattle and roll. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is very, very cold. Let's throw a handful of ice cubes in here. We're going to do 6. I think I might add more, but we'll start.
I'm a little sad there's no cookies for me to cut to around here.
There's what?
There's no cookies for me to cut to.
Oh, yeah,
There's
we
a
can.
cat walking by.
Oh, kitty's running away. Daddy's being too fast and too loud. Daddy's being too fast and furious. I'm going to strain that shit. Beautiful color. Looks like the ocean. Maybe a little darker. Probably that ginger. Okay.
And maraschino cherry.
I was just wondering about if I wanted to put a little more ice in there, but because we're going to go watch a movie. It says 3 drops of grenadine. I like using maraschino cherry juice, and honestly, I'm thinking about putting actual cherry in there. Plus, we're going to put a little more than drops. That's good. I used a lot more before. I'm not going to put a cherry in there. Hopefully Mary doesn't get a copyricken stricken. I'm kidding. Let's put some olive juice in there.
What?
I'm totally joking. I wanted that reaction I got. Oh, that's what bag Jack was screeching at to get because it was sticking out of the thing. Tuck that under.
Got a nice booty shot of you.
It's a wonderful booty. That's what sells these YouTube videos. And there's shark bite. Actually, this one looks a little different. I guess I used a little more.
I think you did.
Yeah. Anyways. Ginger shark bite. Bro, that's even better. Honestly, that's even better.
Now, is it because of the ginger?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Maraschino, or?
No, I think it's the ginger. I think it's not super prominent, but I think there's just enough of the ginger that it's doing a little something. It's at least as good, if not better. And again, I don't mean huge difference.
I didn't have a whole lot of what you made Friday, so it's still good. There's one possible thing that you could do if you really do like that ginger flavor. Is top it off with some ginger beer.
Ooh, I can see that working. Yeah, I can see that working.
And that would make sense with all the rum and everything because I used to, before I found the Q stuff. You want me to take it back?
No, I'm listening to your story
Okay.
and being dynamic.
Before I found the Q stuff, I used to do Reed's, which is a Jamaican ginger beer.
Oh, I like it. Get bit by a shark off of Ginger, Jamaica.
So anywho, that would be my one suggestion.
But the drink itself, pretty fucking delicious. Pretty fucking delicious. And now, we go watch... Stop it! Stop trying to take my camera! We'll go watch horror. Okay, bye. Alright, so I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the vlog. It's 1:11. 1:11? Oh, I just turned 1:12. This is the last segment. Everything else is ready to edit. I got married to watch one of my horror pack movies. Opened up some horror pack. We're gonna cram through a bunch of horror pack and get caught back up. I feel bad how far behind I am. Plus, I'm in a mood to watch a bunch of horror movies. So I'm about to start watching something kind of background watching so I can edit. I hate to do that for something I haven't seen, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Not a lot to talk about video game wise because I haven't really played anything that hasn't been on camera. You know, Resident Evil, starting Star Wars soon. Nothing really new to talk about wrestling wise, you know, gaming wise. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something I was going to talk about, but who knows? We'll just have to hit it next time. I'll try to do something next time that's hopefully not hot dogs, but if it is, at least hopefully it'll be gourmet hot dogs. My cocktail is great. Just finished that. And more movie reviews next week. Mary and I are seeing a theatrically broadcast or recorded and replayed version of the stage play of Spirited Away out of Japan. So that'll be fun. Not sure what else we'll get to review. Hopefully we'll have should have Fast and Furious 7. But then I'm like, well, what else are we going to see? We'll figure out something. So thank you for enjoying this vlog. I got to get it together. I got to edit 6 trailers I did today. Edit the December horror pack now that we finally finished those reviews. Semi-edit a couple other, or at least what I have of horror packs. And yeah. I feel like, oh, in the vlog. I have to edit this vlog. That's what it is. And get a bunch of that stuff uploaded so I can enjoy pasta night tomorrow. Busy, busy, busy. But hey, it's a little bit better than it has been. Birthday weeks. That was rough. I feel a little bit more rested the last couple of days, and hopefully we will get better as we go. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to leave it there. So comment below. What do you think? Let me know. Comment. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Click the thumbs up button. Give me the good old thumb of encouragement. And, of course, remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. Check out my music. Anywhere you listen to music, look up TheEricButts, especially on Spotify. That's where it really, really helps. I got to get back to that new EP. I need to do some before I start. I need to do some basic work on that before I start Jedi Survivor. So that hopefully I'll finish Jedi. I don't know, man. It's just too much. The games are not helping. Although I like doing the gameplays. But if there was a way I could consistently do gameplays and make music, I would do it. But I can't. Gameplays take too much of my mental energy and all that. So we'll figure something out. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you, everybody. I love y'all. We'll talk next week. And if you're new, especially from the Mutant fam, extra special thanks to you. If you meet me at a jamboree, tell me you watch my vlogs, and I'll make sure you get the good beer. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, all right? Bye.